Hi, Teddy. They've been bullying me.
Wait, what? We have?
Okay,
Yes.
the stream is back.
Bullied me about
Yeah,
me
it's
saying
back.
yo. And now I
Okay,
feel
but that
sad.
was like, that was shitty timing.
Yeah.
Go on there.
It's more of that was some shitty timing.
Okay. So since this is going to be where I'm going to start doing our whole, this is where I'm going to start the VOD now, and I'm not going to post the other half of this shit.
Told you.
Why can't we just edit it?
That'll take too long.
Go ahead, because I'm stupid, okay? Anyway, you all have asked beyond several things. He has told you not a whole lot of information that you didn't already know. He's informed you that dire animals are mutations caused by cannibalism amongst desperate populations once their food sources dry up.
Yep. And then he told us about that one dude, the sorcerer guy.
And he told you about the sorcerer that was on the mural that you found previously on the floating chunk of the old kingdom.
Yep.
A sorcerer that rebelled against the emperor, but his rebellion was squashed despite how nearly all-powerful it seems the sorcerer was. Said sorcerer was also bleh for his troubles.
Or what, lady?
Blah blah blah. You went through the forest. It was full of tons and tons of bones for all the animals that the dire wolves had hunted to extinction in the forest. And you finally did manage to make your way through the forest to the about 50 feet wide area of flat land before it abruptly drops off into the enormous river below. Between 250 and 300 feet wide of rapid water caused by massive amounts of melting snow coming from the tops of the mountains. It is rapid and it is dangerous.
And I asked, can Altier fly across it?
Altier can easily fly across it. But like we said previously, you were informed that your best bet was to use it as a landmark as you travel south into the mountains so that you don't get lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
However,
Oh.
as you have made it this far, it seems that night is upon you earlier than anticipated. It is already growing dark rapidly, and it is cold. It seems that the storm, the blizzard, has begun to let up slightly. You thank your lucky stars for that. But despite the fact that the storm has let up, it is still blisteringly cold. Every little breeze that blows across the plains sends a shiver down your spine.
And we're wearing warm clothing.
Indeed.
Just one thing to quickly say.
Yes.
During a snowstorm, it's actually pretty warm outside. Like, that's the weird thing. It's actually kind of warm.
Not in these ones.
Not
These are
here.
magic snowstorms.
This is an art. It's not even just magic. This is an Arctic area.
Still, the snowstorms are actually pretty warm. Like, whenever, like, the snow's falling.
Bah, details.
Like, it's pretty warm.
This is D&D. Fuck science.
Also, quiet you. You're not here yet.
Okay, well, sorry. I'm Canadian and I know this stuff.
Like I said, the storm was blisteringly cold, and you swear it would nearly cause the skin to peel off of your flesh from just how cold it was. Did I mention it's cold?
Yes.
Yes.
You've mentioned this many times.
Good. But however, like I was saying, the storm has let up. It has passed, thankfully. However, you are still subject to whatever ice cold breeze happens to waft across the plains. Sam, I will time you out, so help me God.
Sorry.
Anywho,
going to bring awareness to the fact that TTS bot is still in Tavern Floor.
Oops. Well, that is Tavern Floor's problem.
Here, I'll go keep it company real quick.
Okie dokie.
I disconnected the bot as soon as Sam joined. Oops. Well,
Never mind then.
Alrighty.
TTS bot doesn't like Sam, confirmed.
Beyond pipes up once again from within your bag. It might be a good idea for you lot to camp out at the forest edge, so you at least do still have some cover from the wind or any other weather that might try to rear its ugly head throughout the night.
I agree.
I got no objections. Why did I say objectify?
Well, so I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is you're alive. The bad news is there's only 3 of you, so someone's going to have to take a double shift on their watches today.
I guess I'll do it.
I would offer to do it, but I don't think I'm going to be much help if, I can't look around. I can't move my head. I don't have a head.
I'll do it. It's fine.
If it's a comfort, I'll at least keep you company.
I guess. Right.
Alrighty. So Silas is taking the double watch. So Silas, we'll have you take the last 2 watches then, okay?
Good idea.
As Samoa begins to build a small campfire in the nearby clearing, just within the edge of the forest. Just enough cover to keep you guys out of the wind. It takes him a couple minutes. There's a little bit of grunting and the occasional swear before he seems to get it lit. And Samoa offers to take first watch.
Samoa has the ring of fire starting. Why would they?
He sits there for a moment after you say that, looks down at his hand, swears heavily, and just tells you to just go the fuck to bed. I feel like that was in character, right?
Yeah, that totally was. Right.
Alrighty. So I went ahead and rolled for Samoa just to make things simple. First watch passes by. Samoa had a really bad perception because I rolled really bad. But thankfully, there doesn't seem to be anything, and Samoa doesn't notice anything out of the ordinary. Really, he just sits there bored for his shift. Next up, next shift will be Altair.
Okay, what we're rolling?
You're going to roll perception for your watch.
Oh.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Hi, Ander.
Perception.
You joined us just in time.
Hello.
Yeah.
Like green tea did nothing. I'm back in therapy.
Woo!
Great. Cool. We're doing watches. I guess you appeared from the clearing.
We'll get to that in a second.
I
Oh,
did.
no.
That was just like,
That'd be
getting
fun.
Dice.
But
I'm
yes,
tired of this shit. I'm getting dice.
yeah. What'd you roll for your perception, Altair?
5, and then it's +1, so 6.
Rip.
I hated life.
Altair,
Okay, fuck
Altair, you are not happy to be here. You hate this continent. You hate it. You hate everything that it reminds you of. Everything that happened to you, and you just cannot let it go. You still sit there and question why you even agreed to come here. You're just sitting there, you're steaming, you're so annoyed. You sit there, you're musing with your feathers, anxiously picking at them, cleaning them, because at this point you don't know what else to do. The memories of what happened to you just refuse to stay quiet. You see the memories, all the terrible things just roll past your mind's eye one by one. You don't pay a lick of attention during your watch.
Will is having an angst fest.
Yeah, you're angsting out. You look to the you do end up looking to the north at one point, and the far distance you actually see the lights on the peaks of the mountaintop swirling amidst clouds and snow. They look you know that they would look warm and inviting to anyone else. They're a sign of respite for anybody traveling through the mountains, the warm, cozy city of the Aarakocra. To you, looks like a fucking prison.
And you got that river right.
Eventually, though, your watch passes by, and as Silas gets up for his watch, you wordlessly stomp to your bedroll and throw the cover over yourself and angst yourself to sleep.
Oh, jeez, they're in a bad mood.
But
Right.
I know things you don't
I
know.
love that. Angst yourself to sleep. I love that phrase.
That's
now.
amazing. Angst yourself to sleep.
That's just
I mean,
torture
it
for
is.
you.
Yeah, I mean, it's talking
That's
about
just torture
deadly
for you.
trauma, but I still love the phrase "angst yourself to sleep."
It's just torture for you. What do you
Right.
mean they're trying not to be funny? They're just...
Right.
You pop down for your watch, and beyond, for all of his grumbling about not actually being able to control his body or where he goes, you all know that that's a lie, and Beyond can, in fact, move himself, as he's shown that he has the ability to fly multiple times. But he does wiggle his way out of your backpack as you flop it on the ground, and he stands up on the edge and waddles back and forth, the book just kind of doing that number a little bit as it walks. Or he plops down next to you, goes, "Well, this seems to be taking a lot out of your friend."
Yeah, well...
I may know a lot, but I don't quite know what's going on there. Not entirely certain it's my business.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty certain that it isn't.
If they want to talk about it sometime, we're open, but, honestly, it looks like they don't want to even be here, so...
Probably best we do our business here and get the hell off of this continent.
I agree. Alright. Oh ho ho! That is going to be it's perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's going to be a dirty 23.
And yes, Sam, Beyond is a 23.
Alright.
Yep.
Alright, you sit there. Unlike your compatriots, you've actually been rather diligent through your watch. You look to the south, and you can very clearly see the bright, the pink and orange aurora radiating across the sky from the mountaintops. But the 23, you strain your eyes as you stare across the plains. With the storm settled and the snow resting, you're able to see quite well. You can actually see the silhouettes of the castle on the mountain peak. Tall spires standing out against the pink and orange hues.
Ooh, that's cool.
Oh, no.
The next thing that draws your attention,
Yeah.
the next thing that draws your attention is the sound of crunching snow and footsteps nearby.
Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh.
You whip around and look back to the west, and you see a rather disheveled-looking Carter trudging his way across the snow. His enormous puffy jacket, making him have to keep his arms like basically almost all the way out as he wades through the snow that, since you're a child, is kind of up to almost your knees.
I think I'm like 5'1" or something.
Since you're a child, anyway.
How old is Carter
But
anyway?
Carter, You're not entirely certain what
No.
happened. Whenever you,
What?
the last thing you remember, you were fighting wolves with your
Okay.
party members, and then you just remember white, and then nothing. Next thing you knew, it was dark, and you were trudging across the snow just outside of a forest.
Is that what a dream is like?
Huh.
Well,
That is an interesting question to ask.
funny for you to show up. Well, a blizzard kind of came in.
You were all
You did think
separated
about
by
it,
a.
huh?
Split up.
I could have, well, for lack of better words, died.
I'm not entirely certain you can. But
No,
also,
we can't, now can we?
to be blunt, there was something magical about that snowstorm. Seemed to just whisk you away with no trace, not even footprints.
Well, glad you're back.
It was as if some omnipresent power over the world just plucked you from existence.
Beyond,
Yes.
I don't think there are any gods anymore.
No, but I can dream, can't I? The world was so much better when they were here.
I'm gonna take a mental note to ask you about that sometime. Not tonight, though. Carter, if you want.
Oh, what the hell just happened exactly? Where are we?
Right.
Well,
so-
we're about a day's travel away from where you were.
yeah.
A day?
We went through the woods because we all got split up, except for Samoa, Altier, and I. We trekked through the woods, and well, the camp is back there if you want to go. And I guess, do you sleep? I keep forgetting.
I haven't slept yet. I don't think I've slept.
By the way, you did level up. I don't know if you actually added in Carter's level up, though.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I have that all done. Yeah.
Very, very good.
Right.
That's not and for some dang reason, I have this that is told at this site. Somehow this happened.
Where in the blazes did you get that thing?
I don't know.
Well, that looks ominous, and that's coming from the book with skin for a cover.
Yeah, you remind me of that.
It feels similar to my rapier, but it appeared in my hands one day. Well, no, when I was walking here, and just I don't know. It's weird. Okay, look. I don't exactly question much when I'm a dead person. Zombie, dead person.
That's odd. I would have thought that the dead would question everything. Regardless, perhaps it's
Been
best
50
if
years. I kind of learned to not question that much.
perhaps it's best if you just rest for now.
Agreed. We can study this new thing of yours later.
Just go.
I'm gonna sit in the corner, just grouchy, just.
You got two grouchy people. Nice.
How'd you guys do that one?
Not a clue.
One was abandoned, one is trauma.
Basically.
Accurate enough.
And Aaron is still nowhere to be found, lost amongst the snow.
Aaron?
Fuck, I forgot. about
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then they just appear.
I swear,
a
Mm-hmm.
if they joined, then I.
The rest of the night passes by peacefully, and eventually the four of you and your ominous book friend do awaken as the day has dawned. Golden light dances across the plains. Now the entirety of the southern plains before you, glistening and shimmering like an endless field of gold.
What?
Snowlight reflecting the early rays of sunlight all across the plains. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. For a moment.
Could you repeat everything real quick?
Clean out your damn ears!
Look, I accidentally muted. everything.
Here.
I have hearing problems, and I actually still heard what Teddy said.
No, I muted my laptop, everything.
Okay. Blah 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 sunrise, blah 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 snow, blah 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 reflective, blah 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 beautiful, blah blah blah.
Okay.
Looks like golden piss. That's frozen.
It looks like an endless field
gross,
of
it's yellow
golden.
snow.
It looks like an endless field of glistening golden starlight.
Kieran,
It almost looks like mountains of gold as you look across.
Kieran,
Until the sunlight gets a little bit higher as
Kieran.
focus. Until the sunlight gets a little bit higher after you all finish munching on your rations for the day. Go ahead and mark them off.
Da-da-da.
Okay.
I've got the
Where-
rations, guys, don't worry.
At this point, things change a little.
Did I drop my rations?
No, I have the rations, remember?
Okay, cool. Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
the
right.
one who gets to knock them off because Teddy
Yeah, 'cause-
doesn't want to keep track of everybody.
Exactly.
Sure.
But
I don't eat. My anger fuels me.
God, we have too much angst in this party. Eventually, though, the sun. You all think you're lucky. Excuse me. You all think you're lucky stars that the sun does not go from north to south, and instead does go east to west. As otherwise,
They're only going north to
you
south.
see the light that's sparkling across the plain south of you would be going directly into your eyes.
Excuse me, sorry.
Okay,
Well, absolute-
what was?
Focus. Let me
What
speak.
Sorry.
Goddamn people. As the sun continues to rise once you have finished your rations, it shifts from the warm golden glow of sunrise to the blistering, blinding white light of midday. As it is,
Camera eyes can't handle this.
It's a little late, but still kind of speak of the
I'm-
devil.
I'm sorry, okay? Yeah.
well, yeah, you said you were gonna
Time.
be a bit late.
I'm gonna take the blame on this. I forgot to remind them.
Yeah, you did.
All right, Aaron.
I was also just talking to my dad.
I thought that you had somewhere to be today. That's why I didn't
No, I
remind you.
didn't have somewhere to be today.
Oh, my B.
Oh well, now you're here.
Good. You didn't miss much. I promise.
I just
Okay.
got here. So, yeah.
So, where was I? Blah, blah, blah. Blinding white lights. Blah, 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 blah. Aaron, you are dazed and confused. Your wounds have healed. You've grown a little bit stronger. You do level up to level 3.
Okay, good to know.
However, you're not entirely certain what happened. Last thing you remember, you and your party were fighting wolves, and then a snowstorm swallowed you up, and then it was just white. You don't remember anything else. Next thing you know, you were trudging across the plains just south of a forest. You spot your party members just a short distance off near the bank of the river.
Yes, they abandoned us.
I'm back.
Well, this happened,
Oh,
I
no.
guess. What the fuck?
Oh, thank goodness! There you are.
Oh, hello there, Aaron.
A magical
Well-
blizzard seemed to have separated us, but it looks like the magic for that has faded, thankfully. And we're all reunited once more.
Even sounds like that's appreciated. Yeah.
No idea what happened.
It's okay, neither do we.
Aren't you supposed to be the knowing guy? The guy that knows the things?
I have knowledge of worldly topics. Whenever it's something caused by a magical rock that fell from the heavens, it's a little out of my wheelhouse.
Okay.
Why do you
Good to know.
we keep this book again?
I don't know.
Because I am in fact cursed, and now until you die, you actually can't get rid of me.
Damn it.
That can be arranged.
You can try.
Do you want to? Do you want to?
Or we could sell
I
ourselves
would
for
like
Patreon.
that to not be arranged.
Babe,
We
have
could
you
sell a
joined
soul
the
to a
Sands of
patron.
Sacrificiae?
I have not yet. Let me join the Sound of Sacrificiae.
Yeah, you also missed my internet completely collapsing because of a winter storm.
Oof.
Oh, good.
been a fun
Why would you mention that?
Also-
Jenny, why would you mention that? They didn't know. You
I
gotta keep
didn't
your
know
shame.
either.
You
Anyway,
gotta hit your shame there.
quiet you. Anyway, you're all reunited. Yay!
Party's back together. Let's go.
Aaron also, or not Aaron, but Samoa also seems to be a little bit more talkative now. As it seemed that Aaron was in a mood last night and was grumbling while trying to start a fire, and rolled really poorly because Teddy might have been in charge of rolling Samoa's perception check.
Oh no.
Anyway, a new day has dawned. You are all fed, taken care of, and ready to go. As you see the plains stretch out in rolling snow banks, all leading for miles and miles south of you. It will take you about a day of following the river before you make it to the foothills of the mountains. So, shall we begin?
Yes.
Yes.
Si, senor.
Okay, we'll continue.
Hi ho, hi ho.
No,
Follow the
We're not-
river we
Tie the
go.
fight.
no,
We're not dwarves.
no.
Hi ho, hi ho. Follow
God
the river
damn
we
it.
go.
Alrighty, who wants to roll?
I'm
Per-
too tall to be a dwarf.
I want to roll
What?
for something. What are we rolling?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh,
All of us or just one?
Just one.
Just one.
Okay,
next.
who wants to roll?
Samoa's rolling.
that was his.
16.
16?
Alright,
Nice.
beautiful.
Alrighty. Samoa, you're surprisingly comfortable here in the cold, being a super soldier abomination. You're not really from anywhere, but you're built to handle most of anything.
Yes.
So you trudge across the snow while the rest of your party's having their difficulties. You're looking around, looking in the sides, checking for any sign of threats, and you notice something a little concerning.
Here we go.
Out of the corner of your eye,
Here we go.
after traveling for about 2 hours, out of the corner of your eye, you see a figure in the snow. You whip your head around to look at it, and it's gone.
Oh, kitty.
Okay.
At first, you just chalk it up to paranoia. It's nothing. Another hour passes by, and you swear you see it again. Just in your periphery, just right there, some perfectly white figure standing up straight and perpendicular to the snowfields around you. And you spin around to look at it, and it's gone again. Gone with a gentle breeze as a small puff of snow is blown off from the top of the snowbank you were looking at. The third time it happens, an hour later, you are convinced that something is going on. Especially when you start to see, especially now that you don't see one figure, you see two.
No.
Give me 1 second. I think I'm bugging out.
I
My
found
chat is bugging out, so
Oh, come here.
you're not alone there.
Cat. Wow. A gypsy.
Okay. Can I ask Beyond about this?
Alright. You call for Beyond, and he pops out from Silas's backpack, a piece of toast out of the toaster. He goes, "Yes, you have a question."
I keep seeing a couple like figures. Like you said, pitch white, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I keep seeing like pitch white figures, and every time I look, they just seem to disappear.
You see Beyond's
Any idea what's happening?
You see Beyond's multiple eyeballs start to dart off into different directions, looking around. You never really had seen Beyond look for anything. It's kind of unnerving. His eyeballs don't look in sync like a human's would. They seem to be disconnected, looking individually. And he goes. Eventually, Beyond blinks, and all of his eyeballs sync back up again. He goes, I don't see anything myself. I'm afraid that's a bit too vague for me to go off of. Stock white figure in the snow. Could be anything.
Actually, I should add there was multiple.
Multiple, you say?
Like,
Well,
I saw it a total of 3 times. First and second time there was only one, and then the most recent time, which how long ago would have been?
that would have been maybe 10 minutes ago.
Okay, and like 10 minutes ago, I saw 2 after that.
Oh. That's not good.
That is
That's not good at all.
Yeah.
We sure do love not good things.
Indeed.
Sarcasm. I was being sarcastic.
Olaf has come again.
Everything is lagging.
He smells fear.
Okay. It's probably best if we all stay on guard for whatever these figures are, and let each other know if we see any of them.
Yeah.
But until I can see one, I won't be able to tell you what it is or how much of a threat it poses. It might be something I don't even know about, something caused by that mysterious crystal, who knows? These are notoriously haunted lands.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I could.
Hey, Em, can you turn down your mic sensitivity a bit? I can hear stuff in your background.
Okay, sorry.
It's all good.
Oh my god.
My cat is curious on my leg while playing.
Why is it?
No,
What's
let
that?
go. Thank you.
A lot of you continue your march throughout the across the plains. It's about another 30 minutes when eeny meeny miny moo, catch a tiger by the Carter. You're the next one to see them.
Wait, what?
Carter,
Gypsy, off my leg. I need to roll. Gypsy, move. Thank you.
you don't need to roll
Yeah,
anything.
Oh.
But you're the next one to see one, as all of you are on guard and a little bit on edge, especially after the ass whooping you got from the wolves yesterday. You spot them off in the distance. 3 this time.
Hey, book. Sorry.
And
And also,
yeah, you see 3 of them this time, and just like whenever Aaron saw them, or not Aaron, Samoa saw them, they vanish the moment you turn your head to look at them.
Hey, book.
Yes.
Ghost Olaf is here again. 3 of them this time.
Oh boy, they travel in packs. It could be anything. It could be ghosts, magical snowmen. I don't know.
Papa John's.
I swear to God, no.
Who's?
Oh god, it's KFC!
Oh God, it's Colonel Sanders.
What about Denny's?
How about?
No, Wendy's.
It's Danny
Oh my gosh,
Phantom,
it's what?
everybody.
Danny Phantom. Somebody said Danny Phantom and my brain just turned on.
He's a phantom.
All of
See,
my
I know how to get Reeve's attention, everybody.
Danny Phantom.
just
There is no Danny.
Name of my
There is no Danny Phantom nor Papa John in this campaign.
God damn it.
I know.
I was really hoping
Why
that
do we
Ghost.
We
Just
can
cameo
change
for
that.
Danny
Someone's
Phantom,
probably made a
please.
character sheet.
I
I
was
just wanted
hoping the
Danny-
ghosts. I was hoping
Please.
the ghost.
For
Hello,
me.
welcome to the unhinged chaos that is whenever we play D&D.
Please.
No Danny Phantom. Now pay attention.
For me and
I'll
Reeve.
cry.
I'm making it.
Cry about it. Anyway,
But I don't want to cry about it.
too bad. You continue- Alright. Alright, enough. Focus. Alright. When I say focus, that doesn't mean keep talking. Okay. You continue on your way. Once again, more and more. The rest of you start to see them as well. Every time that you see them out of the corner of your eye, they just you turn around to look at them and they vanish. Eventually, you all do stop looking at them. You just keep them in the corner of your periphery, keeping an eye on them as best you can out of the corner of your eye as you continue to march on. More and more of them appear. As you keep them in your periphery, though, they don't disappear. They do start to move closer.
Oh.
At this point, there's about...
Oh, I was gonna ask, do they multiply like they're in our peripheral?
Yes. As you can't, keep staring into your periphery the whole time, the moment you look away from them and look back, there's another one.
Creepy.
At this point, there's about 9 of them.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna ask, or I'm gonna be telling Beyond about this. I'm gonna be like, hey, not only are they like adding up, but also they're moving closer. As long as like you don't look straight at them, like you are fine, but because they just disappear. But every time I look away, more show up.
Silas is just
Em, could you put yourself on like push to talk? Because I could still hear your family members talking in the background.
Hold on. Okay.
Silas is just like nervously switching between his little like tool sets because he does not like what's going on at all.
Well, the unfortunate... I have good news. They're not any of the horrible abominations that I know about. The bad news is that's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, that's not really a good thing because we don't know what's after us.
They definitely appear to be some form of spirit. They're definitely something conjured by the crystal.
Does the crystal just a theory, but is it possible for it to be sentient in some way?
Oh yes, that's definitely possible. Not just sentient, it could be fully sapient for all I know.
Jesus Christ.
Good for the crystal. I'm glad that it's living its life and being sapient.
Living
I
its
was
best
about
life.
to make a really bad joke just because it would be funny.
Flying every corner. Both literally and
For
physically.
the record, Silas did not say Jesus Christ.
Well, no, I wasn't about that.
Is Jesus canon to Dungeons and Dragons?
I mean, technically speaking, Jesus was supposed to be, the martyr of Christianity. So in this setting, in theory,
There's Santa Claus already.
Yeah, we do got Santa Claus.
Oh yeah,
Will
actually,
you see baby Jesus?
I'll send that character sheet into D&D chat.
Oh my.
he is known as the Yule Father, just so that everybody knows. He's not called Santa.
Oh,
I'm-
yeah.
That's amazing. You still added Santa.
Yes. So, what are you all doing as you see these white figures standing off in the distance? And when I say that they get closer to you, I mean they don't seem to get closer as you're keeping an eye on them. So, just like how they multiply whenever you look away, that also seems to be when they get closer.
Are they pulling a what's it called? A spooky Costa tentacle businessman in the forest? God, what's his name?
But
Slender Man?
Yeah, so they pulling
You have no idea.
No.
okay, I can't remember the name. It's been a while. Okay.
Also, the joke I was gonna make is about how the crystal might have sentience.
Oh no.
Are they pulling
I
a
don't get
Slender
it.
I
Man?
don't know if y'all want to
Yeah.
hear it though, so if you want to,
Go ahead, say it.
Do it.
I won't
Let's see how
understand it.
If it's
This is-
sentient, you can seduce it.
No! No! Oh god.
I mean, he could.
Kumbaya, my
I
lord.
want to seduce the Rock.
What class is Cinnamon, by the way?
Why do you want to seduce Dwayne Johnson?
Bard.
No, but I've had in one of the other campaigns in a different campaign I've been in, someone's tried to seduce a floor panel and a door.
Good for
The door
good
because
for
it
them.
was
That
magical.
is eerily online with Sam trying to get us to kiss a door.
Yes, but
Why
first it
wouldn't
was a
we kiss
magical
a door?
Then it was just some normal floor panel that had nothing useful about it.
Oh, gross.
What's wrong with giving a little door a kiss?
Okay, we're moving. Okay, we're moving on, guys. We got some. Listen, I got more stuff for you to do than just trains across the plains for 3 fucking hours.
Okay.
Fair.
So
Wait, what?
the spirits are the snow spirits, as Beyond has taken to calling them for the moment, do seem to be getting closer as you look away from them. The unfortunate part, though, as you're trying to figure out what these things are and solve this little puzzle, night begins to fall.
Oh no.
This is some SCP type shit.
Yes.
This is SCP-173 stuff.
Or
We're
Slender
gonna
Man.
die. We're gonna die.
As you all have made your way,
Not recognize the bodies in the water.
as now you all have made your way to the foothills.
Oh no.
Oh, thank God.
And as you turn, and you decide that now that you are at the foothills and you have some form of cover, you are all getting rather tired, and you definitely need to rest for the day. But the figures haven't gone away.
We're vibing.
You may not
We're
rest
gonna
now, there
have-
are monsters nearby.
Well, everyone, don't fuck up your rolls for watch tonight.
That's not gonna happen. Totally
Uh-huh.
not.
So, who's on first watch?
I think
Not
I should
me.
go.
I already
I'll
did
go.
double watch.
I'll do it.
Okay. I heard Carter first saying that he'll be on first watch.
Oh. Okay
Yeah.
then.
I was saying it prior.
fine.
Okay.
Okay, there are 5 of you, so we can have 2 people on watch right now. On one watch.
Okay.
I need less
Yeah,
sleep,
so-
and I can see.
2 people on a watch
120.
would be better, safer.
Or actually,
Yeah.
doesn't Carter only need 4 hours of sleep or rest?
Yeah, and I can see 120 feet.
Yeah, so Carter can take 2 watches, is what that means.
Awesome.
Thank God. Or should I say
So
grace?
there'll be 2 watches that do have double on it. So how about we have this? Carter, you're on first and second watch, and Samoa, you're on first watch with Carter, and we'll have Aaron on second watch with Carter, and then we'll do Altair and then Silas. Sound good?
Okay.
Great.
Yes.
Now, whenever you have more than one person on watch, this is how you could do it. Either both of you can roll your own separate perception checks for your watch, or you can have one person roll with advantage.
I have +4, so
5.
you should roll with advantage then, I think. Or what would you prefer?
I'd rather roll.
Okay.
And honestly, might use Google because D&D Beyond Dice just doesn't like to roll properly.
No, they do not.
Well, I actually could as well.
Do my 2 rolls. Oh, 22. Okay.
A 22. Alright. Between the two of you, you are diligent throughout the night. Perhaps it's a bit of paranoia, but you are able to keep a very close eye on the figures in the snow as they wander to and fro. They do seem to be getting closer anytime that you look away, But you also notice something a little odd with your 22. They don't come straight towards you. They wander left and right, almost zigzagging.
Okay. Can I do like anything like insight related?
What are you trying to figure out with your insight?
I'm just trying, like, it's clear they're like stalking us, whatever. But it's like, I'm trying to see if they're gonna kill us if they get too close.
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
Okay. Also +5. Love that. Oh, 23.
23. Alright, you definitely sense some hostility from these things. These are not nice. And you have that creeping feeling down your spine that they're almost like they're marinating you, like they're purposely trying to make you afraid.
Okay.
Ding dong, something.
However, with your 22, they make very little progress towards the lot of you. And First Watch passes by peacefully.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna tell everything like you told me to Carter, since they're also having second watch with what's your name? Aaron? Aaron?
Yeah, with Aaron.
Aaron.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm
And
here.
then I'm also gonna tell Carter to tell Aaron that, which whatever, like you said.
Can do.
Alrighty. Carter, you fill in Aaron on what you and Samoa discovered over your previous watch. And the two of
So
you settle down for second watch.
Okay.
So,
So hostile guys.
Mm-hmm.
yes, they seem to be hunting us and seasoning us. I think.
Marin.
Okay.
Your fear is delicious.
What the fuck?
Oh dear, do they speak?
No, that was just me adding bullshit.
Okay.
They are completely silent.
Okay,
What would I do?
marinating is where you're like, it's, I don't know, like. It's,
So they're
is it
they're
kinda like
seasoning
gaslighting?
us,
No, they're not
pickling us,
No,
and
No, they're
no, that's not
There's some on them.
marinating.
so
Hold
they're
up.
just
They're
sort of
stalkers.
vibing.
They're
stalking us.
Okay.
they
Yeah,
seem
actually.
to be trying to cause distress.
Okay.
Ooh, I wonder what would happen if I made them fear me.
Okay.
Well, it is second watch.
Pass the time to soak.
It
Hey
is second
guys,
watch.
wanna
So
get some
No.
first
psychological
things
Okay.
Yes.
first things first.
marinating-
Okay, don't worry about the terminology. Okay.
I have the terminology.
We're getting
Right now, I need you guys to roll a perception check.
Okay, what's your perception?
my perception.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let me perceive.
Well, no. What's
So
your
that's-
what's your modifier?
Oh, my modifier.
Yeah, because like I said, you can have either one of you roll or one of you roll with advantage, or both of you can roll separately.
9.
+9.
That says.
I think it's
that's
literally
my.
impossible.
Wait, I'm
Perception.
confused.
All right.
Perception.
What do you add
It
whenever
says
you roll?
passive whiz perception.
No, wrong one. That's passive perception.
Which one is it?
All right, there
Tall
you.
box one.
Yeah, the
The
very
tall-
yeah, that's your
tall
skills.
box?
The long box that has all of your skills.
That box.
Oh.
What's that?
Like
perception?
acrobatics, like animal handling, that stuff.
Oh, -1.
Okay, yeah. So Carter, you definitely have a higher perception. So we'll let Carter
Yeah.
roll with advantage, so you get the most out of it. Okay.
Okay. That's a 5. Let's roll again.
Better hope that that advantage works for you.
So that's 13.
13. Oh.
I rolled a 9,
Gonna
okay?
fucking die.
We're gonna die, aren't we?
Okay.
Yay!
Don't worry.
It's all well. Yeah.
I'm gonna beat people.
All right.
I'm gonna beat
Carter.
up ghosts.
Carter, as you
It's
said,
my dream.
Bogus. Carter, as you sit there trying to keep an eye on these figures in the snow, Aaron is not any help. Aaron may
I
very
don't
well
want to learn.
Aaron may very well be a detriment.
I'm a detriment.
As Aaron doesn't seem to be focusing very well, and Aaron's distractedness seems to be rubbing off on you. Because near the end of your watch, as you turn around, as you look out of the corner of your eye at the figures again, they've closed at least half the distance towards you, and you're able to see them much more clearly now. There, as
They look awesome.
No, as they seem to be completely.
I think-
Let me do my descriptions. Don't interrupt. As they seem to be ghostly figures, nearly translucent as you see them. Their bodies seeming to be long, white, nearly robe-like shapes. And they seem to be, almost look like hooded robes, as you see that they have long arms that hang down to their sides. Their skin on their hands sticking out of the robes is also translucent, but their skin is black and blue and spotted. It looks like frostbite. And you don't see any sign of a face inside of the hood. You just see darkness.
I think
This
we have
sounds like
different
my sleep paralysis
definitions.
demon.
I think we have different definitions of what is cool.
It's
I
not
think
cool.
that sounds
Not
awesome.
cool in a life or death situation.
Hey, look, if I'm gonna get killed by something, I want to get killed by something that's awesome.
Also, since you were so distracted, there now seems to be about 18 of them.
Oh,
Holy
dear.
shit!
Look, I told you, I don't want to learn about Pokemon. We need to watch.
Currently, they are about 150 feet away from you. The closest one is, anyway.
This is awesome. I'm loving the vibes.
Fine. We're fine.
I'm loving the vibes, honestly.
Yeah, the vibes are great. Very
Vibes
spoopy.
are fun.
Alrighty. Third watch time. Altier, you're alone.
Yay!
The way you said that.
Oh no, we're dead.
It's like, Altier, you're alone.
Go ahead and roll a perception. Go ahead and roll a perception check, Altier, as you're not having a good time right now. Not only are you on this shithole of a continent, now the fucking snow's trying to eat your soul. You sit there, you are fuming as you are going, of course I was fucking right that we shouldn't have come here.
Oh, they've got a situation.
Oh, they do?
Apparently, yeah. Who wants to roll for... Kidding.
So, how about that weather, kids?
It's very
it's gonna
cold,
be negative
and
40.
the snow seems to have turned into my
hate my
sleep
fucking
paralysis
family.
demon.
Anyways.
Oof.
Well, the good news is that I am no longer suffering from winter storm.
Yay.
I am, however, suffering from fuck tons of rain.
Crap.
Also, I just noticed that Reeves' name in my chat is Danny Phantom Green as well.
What?
D20.
A D20?
Yeah, roll a
Yeah,
perception
perception.
check.
I like green.
Okay, hold on.
I
Let me
like
see.
I
Taro.
miss grass.
Okay, so that's 13 plus 1.
14?
Nice.
Alrighty. You're relatively safe. You sit there.
I don't like my
It's a little bit difficult. You are alone, so it's kind of hard to actually keep an eye on them the whole time. Have you ever tried to watch something for 2 hours? Like, just watch it? And I'm not talking like a show. I mean, just stare at something for 2 hours that doesn't move. It's
Sounds like
difficult.
ADHD
Watching paint
thing to
dry.
do.
Something I would do.
I'd totally do that.
Imagine you're watching paint dry, but paint wants to kill you.
That's
I
awesome.
feel like I feel like I'd do that on accident.
They do
Just
start.
I need to get my inhaler.
Okay.
Asthma.
Well, as your watch goes by, you aren't able to keep them at bay as well as the teams of two were, as they do seem to close another 50 feet. The closest one is now 100 feet away from your camp. You did well for you did well by yourself, but two heads are better than one.
Okay.
I fucking hate this continent.
Also, these are a new addition that you aren't aware of either.
I fucking
Well, you know, you hate this
continent.
place, so this may as well happen here. And last thing is you wake Silas up for his watch.
I was dreaming of grass and sunshine. I missed that. Can I please go back to sleep?
Silas, out of the corner of your eyes, you see the ominous frostbitten figures standing 100 feet away from your encampment. You don't think you'll be able to sleep for the rest of the night.
Well then. Scratch that. I'm not going back to sleep.
I'm vibing.
Right.
As you sit down,
Wall.
the creature's now only 100 feet away from you. Bjorn speaks to you. Well, there's certainly some form of spirit or apparition. Definitely hostile. I don't.
And utterly terrifying.
Yes. I have a few theories. They could be the ghost of people that froze to death on the plains, but they would most likely, the spectral forms would still be wearing whatever gear they had, and they seem to be wearing robes.
I have a theory.
Let's hear it.
Well, the robe vibe, kind of just. My first thought was this seems like a cult of some sorts that prayed to whatever and now are frozen things.
That wouldn't be abnormal in the history of Eventil.
Either way, I don't want them anywhere near me.
Me neither.
And that's going to be a. Hang on, what's the. 16.
A 16. Very well. Silas, it's hard to keep watch over something for 2 hours straight. Just watch it doing nothing. 16, you did pretty good. At the end of your watch, the number of creatures has grown only to about 22. However, similarly to whenever Aaron was, or Altair was working by himself, you see that the creatures do seem to be getting closer. They're only about 50 feet away from you. And you start to get a bit panicked by their presence. As you can't see anything within their hoods, but they are definitely staring at you. You swear at this point you start to hear whispers on the wind.
No. I do not like this at all.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Session, honestly.
What did you say?
Roll a
I said
wisdom.
I'm loving the.
No.
Sorry.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yes, wisdom saving throw.
Sorry, I wasn't sure who you were talking to.
Phew! Oh, thank God. That's gonna be a nat 20.
A nat 20. Okay, good. Silas, you start to hear words in your mind. Join us. You feel
Yep, definitely.
warm. It's too warm. Embrace the cold.
Can I just place down a protector eldritch cannon?
You put down your cannon.
Yay! It is immune to poison damage, psychic damage, and all conditions. Cool. I don't think that is, like, in the field, though. Is it in the field?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's basically just like you put down like a turret that's like a shield generator is more or less how it works. You put it down. With your passing of your wisdom save, you're able to shake off their words. However, they do leave you bitter cold as you are. Ow! Bit my tongue. As you find yourself shaking vigorously from the cold, you are shivering heavily. Your breath comes out, and it nearly solidifies in the air. You are so cold.
Jesus Christ.
And as you sit there, you find yourself that you are on your feet, shaking. These things are definitely bad news. However, thankfully, as your shift comes to a blissful end right after they try to lure you into the cold, you see the sun begin to peek over the the eastern mountains. And the first rays of which you hear a high-pitched scream coming from the shades as the light seems to banish them away. The horde vanishing.
Happened.
That was...
You get the feeling that got much closer than you would like. And worse,
Was a Pookie.
with
that
your
was horrifyingly close.
with your perception as well, Silas, you're pretty sure they're not fully gone. But it seems that for today, they're no longer going to be a threat.
I always feel like somebody's
Right,
watching me.
everyone,
So insane.
let's watch out. For now. I don't think they're going to leave us alone anytime soon.
I'm going to tell everyone who wasn't awake when I end my shifts what Samoa told me.
Which is what part?
That they're basting us and that what else?
It's like
What else?
basting a turkey.
They're
Swear
hostile.
to God, y'all
They
don't
are
know
And
what
that's the-
fascinating means.
You know, that line about join us, I'm very certain it's some kind of cult.
Some kind of frozen cult, yeah.
It's a cult of something, and I suspect it has something to do with the weird centipede thing.
What?
Yeah, remember last session?
The Glass Princess.
I was
See, guys, this is why I take notes.
You see,
I remember
wasn't
that.
here for 90%
I
of
remember.
last session.
Right. So basically, if
I was here
I've got
for
the
like
notes
one
about it.
combat turn and I had to leave.
I've got the notes for it. So, the spirit of sacrifice basically is where you kind of like pray or something. Basically, run
The
down
spirit of
chest and
sacrifice is the
pray.
closest thing that your world has left to a god. Essentially,
And so,
it makes you pay a price for its
Spirit of
miracles.
Sacrificiae.
anyways. So basically, we were told of the Glass Princess fable, where this princess who was considered ugly, had nobody to like marry her, and so she prayed to the heavens to make her beautiful. And then eventually, what happened is she turned into a giant crystalline centipede monster thing.
With lots of legs.
A lot of legs. Yeah.
Because she likes shoes.
Yep.
She liked
Yeah.
beauty.
I feel like either I feel like this little frozen cult thing. I'm convinced it's a cult at this point. I feel like she has ties to them in some way.
As you
They
are
represent all the legs that she has.
as you sit there and postulate this to your party members, you see that Bian is open, laying on the snow turn to a new page, and you see that your words are being transcribed into it as there's a new entry in his monster index, as it were.
His monster manual.
His monster manual. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
That is an absurd name for it. Who would call it that?
Wizards of the Coast.
It's Beast's book.
Oh, I've met these so-called wizards of the coast. They're just good at surfing. They're not wizardly at all.
There's a bunch of super dudes.
Well,
Also, yes, a manual. Sure, let's operate the monsters as though they're the machinery. Anyway.
well, your index of hostile creatures and other assortments of living / non-living entities is... I don't know how I was going to finish that sentence, honestly.
Mysterious beasts and where to find them.
Yeah, that thing.
I prefer to call it my creature compendium, but that's just me.
Right. Great. But... yeah, I think it's obvious that they're not
Oh,
going
what
to be this
what
bad.
was it that one of my previous owner called it? Oh, my Table of Terrors, I believe it was.
That is the most edgy name for...
Let's call it that.
He was a very unlucky very unlucky man. He had quite a few entries through his explorations.
I see. Awesome. Sarcastically, I might add.
Well, go ahead and mark off your rations for the day.
All right.
Well, shall we continue? Looks like our trip should be relatively simple today. We simply have to wind our way across the foothills. Nothing too bad.
I would love to
You
get a
say
move
that
on.
like it's nothing. We just
Well-
got attacked by cult ghosts.
Yes,
Well-
but they don't seem to... I was watching them for the night, and they would appear from various places all around us throughout the day while they were following us, but they never seem to want to appear on these foothills, so I don't believe they can come this far. As you see these foothills, as you look at the foothills, they do seem to be rather rocky, the snow on them rather thin and easily blown away by the wind.
Nice.
Perhaps there's simply not enough snow for them.
Wait, can I ask, like, so, how close did they get?
About 50 feet. Close enough that if they had eyes, I'm pretty sure we would have seen the whites of them.
Yeah. I heard whispering, and
okay.
it was horrifying.
Get out of the door. No,
When
not that.
When I was there, how did they get so close so fast? When I was out there with Carter, they were a good like 300-ish feet away.
It would seem that whenever there were more than one of you, it was more difficult for them to approach.
And I kinda didn't exactly pay the most attention last time.
I will
Indeed.
say that I
Yeah,
don't
try.
think that
Spirits
they
and you don't pay
counted
attention.
beyond.
So amazing. Woo.
I don't think they counted beyond as...
Which
Well-
I find insulting, given the number of eyes that I have.
Hold
I'm
on,
sorry,
hold
what?
on.
You collect eyes?
Salty is just disgusting.
That was a joke. That was a joke. I do not collect eyes. I assure you, these are the
not
same
believe
eyes
that.
that I had when I was first bound and whenever my pages were first bound.
Human skin.
Don't worry
I don't
about
think
that.
it's human.
Oh.
Listen. You don't want to know
I
what
mean, there
you
are-
don't want to
there are
know
actually
what
books-
my you don't want to know what I'm bound in. Trust me.
There actually are books bound in human skin.
Yes. Anyway, moving
It's
on.
Cool.
It's disgusting.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Right.
Sanderson sisters.
Okay, shut.
Anyway, let's move on.
Shut.
This is getting very graphic very quickly.
Shut up.
All right, you guys begin to make your way across the foothills. It's almost peaceful. It's rather strange. You trudge across them. It's rocky. It's a little bit difficult making your way across it, but nothing that you haven't been around before. It's nothing too bad, but it's quiet. Nothing really seems to bother you this day. And eventually Beyond speaks up. Well, I'm officially bored. Tell you what, how would you lot like a new story? Since it doesn't seem anybody was willing to bother us today.
How about a
No.
gamble?
How about a what?
A gamble.
A gamble?
A friendly game of cards, you see. I'm low in coin and I'd like the game.
I mean,
No chance.
while we're traveling, also, it's not like I can really hold a hand of cards. I mean, I could probably hold them in my teeth, but I don't think that's sanitary. Actually,
Teeth?
he has a mouth.
Do you have saliva?
He sits there and goes, he sits there and you see, like, opens his mouth. You haven't noticed this before, but his mouth, like, goes in. Like, it's, like, there's, like, a tongue and stuff behind it, like a uvula and a throat, and he sits there and for a moment he goes, where the fuck does my tongue go? My binding's like half an inch thick. There's no room. What is this? Wait,
Talk about that.
do I have a digestive system somewhere? Where does the saliva come from?
You've lived for how long and you just barely, like, paid attention to this?
This is why you don't ask questions, okay? This is what happens when you live for an indefinite amount of time.
He sits there and goes, where does the saliva come from? I don't drink anything. I don't eat anything.
It's just later down the line we realize that Beyond is quite literally, like, just a human that someone bound the head into a book and the body is just, like, somewhere.
Well, that would be certainly fucking terrifying. No, I'm fucking with you. I knew very well that I had a throat and mouth.
Okay, good.
Good
So I was
to know.
about to say, you've lived for what? How long?
You never ask a lady her age, Silas.
The fuck?
What? Where are
I
so
lost-
many things?
I lost track, okay? It's been a long fucking time. And also, no, I don't have saliva. It's a special kind of magical fluid I produce called...
Just questioning.
Yeah. It's a...
They
On
should have
the
just let
topic, on that
the
topic,
ghost cult kill.
Leon, do you have a sense of gender?
Yes, I do identify as male, if that helps. And also, I don't produce saliva. It's a magical fluid called ichor that I produce. It's also what wets my eyes.
You
I
blink?
find that equally as gross as saliva.
It has many uses.
I'm not drinking it, if that's
Poison?
what
I
you
would not recommend drinking my ichor. I'm pretty sure that would have some very unfortunate effects. I didn't say that they were useful effects. I just said that it has many effects.
Would I turn into a book?
Is that how you reproduce?
Well,
What?
I'll tell you when you're older. It's not pleasant what
Okay.
happens if somebody consumes my essence.
I'm over 50 gosh darn years old.
Moving
okay?
on from that.
So, as I was saying, would you all like a, his voice does actually break as he desperately tries to change the subject. Would you all like a story?
Or a game of
Sure.
cards. Aw.
I don't think we can quite do a game of cards while walking. I've tried it before, it doesn't really work very well.
Tell you what,
It's possible.
I do have many fables from across the lands. Pick a land. Any land, and I'll give you a fable.
Oh
jeez.
god, there's one I was wondering about. Oh god, what was it called?
Here are the
the,
lands that I
Hobbit
remember
land.
that I've gotten written down.
Here, you guys want me just to
Ramsar
throw you on
Land,
the...
Right, Halston, Cauldron Lands, Ornasium.
Here, I'm throwing you on the world map so you guys can see all the lands you have to choose from.
Awesome. I'm just gonna.
Oh no, it's Burrow Seed.
Burrow Seed?
Gonna do this right quick. I'm gonna post a snapshot of the map.
Well, I mean, everybody has access to it.
But we can change it?
No, you can't change it, but you guys have access to it on Roll20 right now.
Yeah.
So, that's one vote for Burrow Seed. What about the rest of you?
I don't have any objections.
Okay, so Teddy, I'm actually gonna have to talk to you about some stuff like outside stream because I have one more personal one that I wanna, or personal for my character that I wanna.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Just send it to me in a DM, okay?
Okay. It's just I also need to remember what it is.
It's all good. All right. Beyond sits there and goes, okay, proceed. Oh, so many to choose from. Would you all like the tale of another monstrosity that used to plague Burrowseed once upon a time?
I'll probably tell.
Ooh, my brother.
What?
Very well. Once upon a time in the land of Burrowseed, long, long ago, there was a humble farmer. Burrowseed is a beautiful, green-covered continent. Also, we're going to move you back to Eventelm. As you all travel. It's a wonderful green-covered continent, covered in lush plants and abundance of food and water. But there was one farmer whose family land was a rather unfortunate plot. For, you see, his land... Well, not all land is made equal. His was rocky, mostly clay, a rather poor place for farming. And he had so little luck trying to grow his crops. The soil was too hard. The roots couldn't grow through. They couldn't breathe. There was nothing that they could do. And, well, the farmer, he was a hard-working man. Spent day and night toiling in the fields, desperately trying to soften his soil, but to no avail. For as fast as he softened the soil, the sun would bake the soil right behind him and turn his clay into nearly stone. It damn near drew him out of his wits. Well, that's not entirely true. It did drive him out of his wits. Until one day he had enough. His children and his wife were starving, begging him to come up with a solution to save their humble farm, their humble family, until eventually he snapped. He threw his hoe down onto a rock, and it snapped in twain. He yelled to the heavens, cursing the sun itself, saying that all he wanted was just to have soft, fertile soil for his family. And he didn't want to have to look at the blasted sun again, turning his farm into stone. Well, he got his wish. Once again, the spirit of sacrifice came to him, and he was forever changed. He had no problem with getting his hands dirty and tilling the soil, turning it into something more fertile himself. Such a thing is done in better circumstances by worms. Simple earthworms will go through soil. They'll eat it, and the soil they excrete is softer, more fertile, and filled with oxygen for the plants. So he became a worm.
Oh.
Of course, Of course, you can't turn a man into an earthworm. I mean, that isn't what he asked for. And he had an entire farm. He needed to be a big worm. Very big. And so it was so. He never had to look at the sun again. Because he was always underground. He became an enormous earthworm, tilling the soil of his farm, chewing up those rocks and spitting out soft, fertile soil. He was overjoyed. His fields could be planted. His family would be rich. Of course, only having two small children that simply couldn't work the fields himself, he realized all too late he didn't have any limbs anymore, and he couldn't sow the seeds himself. And his wife, well, she was mortified. What woman is going to stay married to a worm? She left, took the kids, and the man was all alone, a barren, fertile field, and unable to sow the seeds himself. He gave up everything to try and save his land and his family. Well, he went mad. And so he roams around the countryside of Burrowseed, destroying farms and causing mayhem wherever he goes. An enormous worm, even said to be slightly purple, if I remember correctly. Some say he still plagues Burrowseed to this very day.
Eddie, did you literally do the "would you still love me if I was a worm"?
I think I know what mob that.
Maybe.
You know, I'm just gonna say this. I think that the spirit of sacrifice never really
It's a
helps
dick.
people really.
No, the spirit of sacrifice is an absolute fucking dick, and it can suck my mind.
It's that thing is. Wow.
Remind me, are any of you actually from Burrowseed?
I don't know. Would there be settlements there?
In Burrowseed,
Like
yeah,
a
there's
large-
Burrowseed is the predominant agricultural center of the world.
Would there be more poor areas within the large
Burrowseed,
city?
not really. Think like Burrowseed is basically the Shire from Lord of the Rings. Before
Yeah,
it was
I
burned to the
think-
ground.
It was burned to the ground?
The Shire was, yeah.
Did you
I don't know Lord of the Rings.
Well, that's.
Spoiler warnings! All the the hobbits fucking die.
Yep.
All of them. It's terrible.
Oh.
Anyway, moving on. So, what did you think?
Intriguing.
It was
I hope
interesting.
we never have to deal with that thing ever.
You and me both.
Just make me
Now
curious.
you
though.
jinxed us.
I certainly, yeah, I don't want to do
Now
it.
you've jinxed us. Thank you.
Oh,
He-
Thank you, Silas.
Here's my eternal question. Why not just move to different land? There's no shortage of land in Burrowseed. Surely he could have sold his land for whatever and moved on, or
There's
Lord, I don't know, use the clay. I mean, people use clay to make bricks. He could have produced bricks instead.
Brick farmer.
he was a
The thing-
worm. In what mind would anybody want to interact with a giant fucking purple mad worm?
You misunderstand me, Silas. I mean, he was certainly you had to be a certain amount of insane to even deal with the spirit of sacrifice. But I'm saying before he became a worm, just make bricks, man. Everyone needs
He could've been a
bricks.
brick
You
farmer.
could have been loaded. You could have
Could've
just
been a
bought
brick
your damn
farmer.
food.
I DM'd you the stuff.
Okie dokie.
I also DM'd you a thing because things.
True.
Just one thing you don't quite understand, Book. People have connections to land. Something emotional somehow. Not quite understand, but mods.
Oh, that's spicy next. I have an idea for for you.
Oh yeah, let's go.
No.
Uh, the
You had an
parent.
idea for me and then never told me.
I can't remember what the fuck it was.
No. Also, Teddy,
Yes.
if you have an interaction with whatever, I have like a whole entire plan, so it's gonna be interesting.
Oh right, I was supposed to. The idea was supposed to be the which monastery. Okay, I remember that. We'll talk about that. Actually, no, we won't talk about that. I know that, and that will be a surprise for you. However, the Samoa thing is going to be that's spicy, and I have an idea.
Okay, awesome.
Anyway,
Spice.
Beyond closes shut, having been opened onto a page as he was narrating, with a rather well detailed drawing of said purple worm.
It looks gross.
Oh, it's absolutely vile. I've actually had the misfortune of seeing it once upon a time. I've had the misfortune of being eaten by it once upon a time. I was
8-year-old.
I was buried in
Uh-huh.
essentially worm excrement for about 30 years before I was dug up by a wayward farmer who eventually became a powerful wizard in his own right, but that's another story.
You have strange adventures, friend.
I have all the adventures. And as Beyond finishes his story, you all realize that you got enraptured in his tale and find yourself at the base of the mountains. As you,
Finally.
you crane your neck.
Montage
Just-
really work.
Oh yeah.
A good story definitely helps pass the time. And you look up and you see the mountains towering overhead, the rocks sharp and jagged and covered in ice and snow. At the very peak, as now that the sun has begun to set, you see the silhouette of the jagged, half-crumbled towers of the castle, of the Forsaken Castle, and the orange and pink aurora begins to spill out from it across the sky.
Well,
You've gotten much, much closer.
let's go.
And
Charlie.
all of you, there's something unnerving. You hear humming.
What?
Plumbing?
It's nearly imperceptible. The tiniest hum coming from far, far above.
Wait,
Humming.
It seems to be
I
coming
thought
from
it
the
was a
mountains.
siren? I thought it was a siren.
Not like a person, not like a person humming, but like the hum of magic coming from up there.
Like a mechanical purring?
Kinda, sorta.
I mean, Silas would probably know it well.
It's-
Magic
it's
and
not a-
mechanicalness and all that.
Silas, you definitely would know. It's a concept called resonance. Essentially, it's what makes crystals part of so magical, is that they resonate with certain wavelengths of magic.
Kind of like music,
Yeah.
except it's magical.
It does actually sound and can actually be used to make a musical instrument. You know that your grandfather actually played around with the idea once upon a time. However, the only thing that you remember of, or the only thing you've ever seen from this experiment was the remains of the musical instrument after being destroyed by the sledgehammer by your grandmother. And you've heard multiple threats that if your grandfather ever tries to fix the thing, that she'll take the sledgehammer to his good leg next.
Woof.
Okay.
This sounds
Okay.
like a loving marriage.
It is.
Very.
We promise.
From what the rest of your family has been very hush hush on the topic, but you know full and well that according to them, your grandmother is justified in this statement. Moving on. Moving on. It was magical bagpipes. Your grandpa basically made magical bagpipes with an amp. He basically made magical bagpipes with an amp.
That's amazing.
Moving on.
Awesome.
Night
Bagpipes.
begins to fall upon the lot of you, and we're going to call it there for today.
Aw.
Okay.
I know it's a little bit shorter, but our next session is going to be you climbing the mountaintops. As the last thing that you see as you look up across the mountaintops is you see a large fur-covered figure walk into a cave about halfway up the mountain.
Oh.
Yeti.
I've
And
got,
then you
like,
hear Beyond go,
Yeah.
oh, fuck.
What is
Oh.
it?
It's a Yeti.
Oh,
Of course.
amazing.
Fucking hell no.
Fireball.
Yep.
Alrighty. So I will see you all later, YouTubes and Twitch. Goodbye. We will be back with this again next week. I will see you then. Goodbye.
Adios.
Bye.